Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Now, before I get on to tonight's live stream, there is a special message I just want to put out there, and that is from our new webmistress, Janae, who is having serious health issues. She wrote overnight, "Hey Scott, sorry for missing your call. I went to bed early, have not been well. Whatever, I picked up from Gran has resurfaced. Being admitted at 5 p.m. for an overnight drip. Will be back tomorrow. It seems like an airborne strain of the Epstein-Barr virus or glandular fever. There have been a few cases of it around Gauteng and are being misdiagnosed as bird flu." So what she's done is she's given the signs of this. So if you know someone who's got these symptoms or signs, just be aware this is not bird flu. This is probably glandular fever. This is what she says. "I have early signs of jaundice, swollen liver and spleen. Please let people know if they're showing symptoms. It's not bird flu, tonsillitis, COVID or mumps. Antibiotics will not work. Rest is important. Symptoms are extreme fatigue, fever, sore throat, head and body aches, swollen lymph nodes in the neck and armpits, swollen liver or spleen or both, battles for breath, abdominal pain, and sometimes a rash." So please hold Janae in your prayers. And there's also other news out of South Africa, and that is that the entire electricity grid is at a point of collapse right now. And most people in South Africa are sitting in darkness. That's the news that I've received. So please pray for South Africa, because if the grid goes down, it's not going to be good. Now, this is a pre-recorded live stream. If Michelle has power, she will join us in... Oh, there she is in the side chat. Hi, Michelle. Good to have you here. All right, let's kick the show off. Here we go. Hi, Michelle. How's it going in Cape Town?
Hello, Scott. It's freezing in Cape Town. It's been snowing in the mountains. You go outside and you've got a puff of smoke coming out your mouth. It's so hot. It's so cold.
Well, I heard Zeerust is covered in snow.
Yeah, it's been freezing for the last 2 days.
Yeah, and Marlena was just saying that the cold weather is coming up to Gauteng, so she's not very happy about it.
No, I'm tired of this winter weather here in Cape Town. We've had so much rain. I mean, it's been pouring like almost like a storm.
Yeah.
And the rain pelts down. I'm tired of this cold now. I want a bit of summer.
Yeah, what happened to global warming, huh?
Maybe this is the perfect time for me to say it on camera,
Yeah.
is what most people understand is we are a ball. Our Earth is a ball, so I'm going to try and get something round. All right, so I'm going to take this, which is round.
Yeah.
So you get north and you get magnetic north.
Yeah.
So your circle, this is Earth, and that's the difference between north and magnetic north. Now you take so this is the center point of how the Earth is lying, and within 25,000 years, it actually does a backwards and a forwards tilt like that.
Wow.
So what you've got is the 12 constellations. So at present, we're busy leaving Pisces and we are entering Aquarius. Now, it simply means that on the equinox, you will see a certain constellation, which was Pisces. So Pisces is moving down and Aquarius is starting to take its place. And it's simply because the Earth is moving. So if I hold it towards the camera, it goes backwards and forwards like that.
Wow.
That's called it's 25,000 years. So every 12,000 years, you are going to get an ice age, because now this is lying here and the sun's over here. You can see how the Earth is going to... So it's the tilt in relation to the sun it's inevitable that we're getting climate change. There's nothing that we could possibly do on this planet to change that.
So this CO2 stuff is all BS.
It's a load of rubbish. Look, for our planet, what we can do is we can reduce plastic, we can try and reduce chemicals, and especially not chopping down trees, because trees are the they absorb carbon dioxide, they release oxygen. Carbon, everything is carbon based. So more carbon dioxide there is, actually plants will thrive. So it's absolute rubbish what these people are saying, because once you know this, it's called obliquity and precession of the equinoxes.
You know what we're going to have to do, Michelle? We're going to have to have a live stream with you talking about this, because I want to get back to your products, because, geez, I'm impressed. We're going to have a look at your product line in a second. But let's get started. What made you decide to start the business, and have you had any previous experience in small business?
Well, yes. When I was 22, I had a business up until the age of 30 when I got married. It was considered a big small business. It was a telesales based company, and we sold computer peripherals, typewriter, print, fax paper, toner cartridges, etc. Together there were 12 of us. So I have had experience in business before. I was in a partnership though. It's a bit daunting being on your own and starting, because basically when you're a one-man show, you've got to do everything. So you've got to be a jack of all trades. You've got to do marketing, you've got to do computers, you've got to do everything. So how did this business come about? Well, about 4 years ago, it was basically after my divorce. It was such an intense, horrible time dealing with a narcissist, and it's like one thing after the next. My body actually strained. It's called adrenal fatigue. And I went to go and see an oncologist. She was a naturopath. And she said to me, what happens with adrenal fatigue is that your liver is not working optimally. It does normally it performs 600 functions at any given time in your body, and because your body is producing too much adrenaline, it's kind of sidetracked.
And that's stress.
So what happens? Yes, and that's why they say stress can kill you, because your body actually, your liver is not coping with all the mechanisms it's got to do all the time, because it's trying to deal with this adrenaline. So she said to me, you're actually a very sick girl. And what it does is, and this is so important when it comes to nutrition, is you think you're taking vitamins and you're eating properly, but those things are not being absorbed by your intestines, because your stomach's job is to break down foods into the tiniest form, which is amino acids. And once they leave your stomach, they go into your intestines, and that is where they're absorbed into your body. What happens is you get this coating on your intestines. It's like this mucousy kind of coating, because your immune system now is also not working properly to fight off the things. We've all got gunk in our intestines, but it's our immune system that keeps everything in balance. And so yes, the 90, well, I actually think it's a higher percentage than that, is most of the diseases that people have, it's because of their gut. So when you learn, which I did, home economics, I did up until matric, I did biology up until matric, and I was always very interested in how the body works and operates. And you don't realize, and people don't realize, how important nutrition really is in their lives. They think, oh, I'm hungry, I'll eat
some
bread.
Kentucky Fried or something.
Right. what you need is being a
Sorry,
living.
I've just got to quickly say that this is an alert to everybody listening that if you don't respect Bill Gates, please be aware that every single Kentucky Fried Chip comes from his GMO farm. That's Bill Gates's farm. So if you buy Kentucky Fried Chips, you're buying something straight from Bill Gates, who is a eugenicist, which means he wants to reduce the population of the world. Yeah, sorry, back to you.
And yeah, just to get back to that, he's an absolute disgrace to
Yeah.
society. Our body is not designed to. How does it analyze something new? For example, your computer needs to be programmed in order to understand certain input.
Yeah.
How does your body understand fake input? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't been programmed in that.
It's like a virus in itself. But let's get away from there, because I want to keep this video on YouTube, and if we go too much in that area, they're going to take it down for misinformation. So we'll leave that one alone. Okay, so we've talked about what got you into this business. And anything else you'd like to add to that?
Yes, so it was just about it's about nutrition and knowing how important. And this, I feel, I just have to say, for people that do not realize how important nutrition is in their lives, our body is designed not to look. If we didn't need to eat, we wouldn't be eating. And we have got fruits, vegetables, meats, grains, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Though specifically to have a balanced diet is essential in your life, because your body is looking all the time for nutrients, it's looking for amino acids, minerals, and these things our body is not producing on its own. We need sources for this.
Yeah.
And a very interesting point is when, for example, pregnant woman is a perfect example of this. If they are craving something, for example, they want a tomato or they want a pickle, what your brain is doing is, and I learned this in home economics class, and it was one of those light bulb moments.
Yeah.
When your body suddenly is craving something, what your brain is doing, it is associating that vitamin or mineral that it needs with the actual.
Isn't that amazing? Fruit. I mean, isn't that amazing that it actually directs you to the food that's going to solve its shortage problem? That's absolutely amazing. And I know the pregnant women in particular, they get these cravings for chocolate or for something else, and it's actually the body saying, this is what I need.
Yes, this is exactly it. Now, when you see obesity and overweight people, right, and oftentimes you think, why don't you just stop eating, because being overweight is not good for all your internal body functions, and it's not being rude to anybody that's overweight. Some people's hormones and their metabolism doesn't allow for that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, is when you are overweight, your body, the same principle that applies to that pregnant woman that's looking for an item to eat, is the same thing that you're doing to your body. You are constantly hungry because you are not getting in what your body needs. It's telling you, I need vitamins. It's telling you, I need minerals. And you're not supplying this, so your body is constantly in the state of hunger.
Yeah.
So always, without fail, to have a natural item, the actual fruit or the actual vegetable, your body is able to synthesize those much easier than a tablet. But if you are not eating properly, you need to take a multivitamin because it's better than nothing.
Yeah. And
all of this is essential for your body to stay in optimal health, and this is what people don't understand. So my part of the business and why I'm telling you all of this is because I am doing, when I get the websites up and running properly, it will be a more substantial catalog. So what I've got on the WhatsApp catalog at the moment is just the
starting point. Yeah. All right. So now, let's get back to that catalog, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the screen now the catalog that people, I've actually got the link down below this video so people can click on that and go to it.
Right.
I'm going to share the catalog, and I'm just going to go through how easy it is to use. And if someone has a problem, if, for example, they go to a link that they find it doesn't go to the right place, there is a page or a link where you can actually message Michelle direct. So you can just send her a message, say, hey, I'm interested in this, whatever, da-da-da, and, Michelle will get back to you. But let's have a look at your catalog on WhatsApp, and I love it. I really do. Okay, so now what we're looking at now is Urban Earth Natural Products, okay? That's going to be a link to the WhatsApp. And down here, we've got some of your products. So there are only 3 showing, but we can click on See All, and then you can see all these different products. Now, if I click on, for example, lemongrass and sugarcane urban soap, you've got high quality images of the product, and then you can find out there's the price, 60 Rand for 80 grams oval, and then you can find out more about the actual product. Now, this applies, and you've got message business and or add to cart. So it's a very simple catalog to use, and it's very, very comprehensive. And as I said, I just love it. And I'm just going to go back to you now, because I do want to not to spend too much time on the catalog.
Sure.
And okay, so now tell me about the products that you got on the catalog.
Okay, so all those products I have very carefully sourced all the ingredients that I need.
Yeah.
Have the whole aim of this, and it's becoming more and more popular across the board, is for us to try and reduce the amount of synthetic chemicals in our everyday, in our foods and in the products we use, because a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of products or components within a product. They can be endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors, they can affect moods, etc., etc. And people aren't aware of this. And you, with your body, you don't know what you will potentially be allergic to. So what you try and do is use all natural products so that you can eliminate any of those possibilities. And I just think across the board, it's healthier for you anyway.
Yeah.
So that's how I have specifically chosen. Everything on there is handmade. All those candles, well, not the little men. I've got other containers, for example.
Well,
like these little heart containers.
Oh, they're fabulous. You know,
which I make.
Michelle, I've known you for a few years now, and I've got to just say that there are a couple of important things, or a few important things I know about you, and a couple of years ago, you often covered our live events, and I remember that live event when we came to Cape Exit, and you did an amazing job. I mean, this was you just went out there completely cold, and you covered it fantastic, and you're reliable. If you say you're going to do something, you do it, and two, your integrity is without question, and those who know you, I'm talking about Marlena, I'm talking about Nat, I'm talking about other people in the sort of close Loving Life family. They've known you for years, and what you say you're going to do, you do. You deliver. You're not someone who says, okay, this is what it's all about, and then you get it and you say, oh, that's not what I thought I was going to get. When you get something from this lady, Michelle, it's going to be beyond your expectations, because you set such high standards for yourself, and I am just blown away that you've actually got to the stage where it's all happening. That is so fantastic. I'm so pleased for you. This
has been a long process. I mean, this is just part of the things that I do that you see on my catalog. I mean, for example, the jewelry that I've sourced, the sterling silver jewelry, but if you go down onto the jewelry and you see Tribe handmade, That is everything that I've physically made myself.
Wow.
I've got handbags, but I haven't finished with those because I need to do the leather strips that I can sew the zips into.
Yeah.
I have a range of shoes which I had made the style. So I studied shoe design, but I don't have the equipment here at home to make the shoes. I find a guy who does little runs, and he did the styles for me. So once my websites are up and running, so I've got a lovely lady who is going to help me with that, because previous I actually approached this person last year October to build me a website.
I know you've had horrible problems there. Yeah.
I paid and I never ever received the website, and he refuses to reimburse me. So this is why when the WhatsApp catalog came along and I was able to do it myself and in control of it, I just dove. I don't think.
Well, look, I just want to say that I'm willing to put my reputation on the line and say that what you see on the catalog is, it'll be much better than, when you get it, it'll be much better than what you see on the catalog, because that's Michelle. She is a perfectionist. She really is. Someone you can trust if you're looking at buying. And in fact, Michelle is going to be doing gift vouchers as well, aren't you?
Yes, I am, Scott.
Yeah. And while we're talking about gift vouchers, I guess I should let the cat out of the bag, shouldn't I? So let me just share a screen with you. Hang on. Where's my share screen? Here we go. I'm going to get off that share screen, and I'm going to go to this one. Here we go. No, I want to go to that screen there. Oh my gosh, why is it not doing that? Okay. All right. We won't worry about it. I'll go to there, but it's probably not going to work properly. No, it's not. Okay, so you can see what I'm going to be showing anyway.
Right.
All right. So here's the surprise, guys. Here's the surprise. The first 2 gift vouchers that are being given to members of the Loving Life family. And the Loving Life family are paying for these gift vouchers. And we're also going to be paying for the postage, which means that Marlena, who looks after my live streams and is my PA, and that's Nat Quinn, who looks after our forum and does a fantastic job. I just want to congratulate you, because you ladies are getting a gift voucher of 1,000 Rand each from Urban Earth, which means that you can go through the catalog with Urban Earth, and you can spend up to 1,000 Rand there. And so that's from the Loving Life family to Nat and Marlena. And if you've got someone who is a friend, or got a birthday, or it's coming up to Christmas and you want to give them a really nice gift, get them a gift voucher from Urban Earth, and all you got to do is contact Michelle to do that.
Thanks so much for the little, what do you call it?
The plug.
Yes, that's it.
It's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure. Now, just getting back to your products, who manufactures for you?
I manufacture all my products myself. So the raw materials obviously are the things that I will very carefully, with a lot of research as to what ingredients I'm going to buy, but I make all the products myself. So every candle that you see, I've made myself. Not obviously in under the foodstuffs and that, but if you go under, which you've just passed, for example, like the ceramic containers, all of that I've made myself. So this has been a long process. I did art at school as well, and I did art up until matric. I studied fashion design. I was supposed to have done jewelry design at Stellenbosch University. I was in, and I just felt a bit insecure, and I thought I'd take a year.
Yeah.
and then go and study it. And I can kick myself to this day. And then there was a course, there was only 3 of us. It was a course at Cape Town College, a shoe design course. And I grabbed that with both hands. So I've always been into not necessarily painting or drawing. I prefer drawing. And I can draw, but I prefer to actually do stuff with my hands. Like I do a lot of crochet work. I've made, like, for example, leather carpets.
Yeah.
At one stage I was making handbags out of upholstery material. Beautiful little handbags. So I've always been into creating, and this is just part of my creativity that comes out, and making beautiful things and making exceptional things. And I just want to thank you by you saying that I have got integrity, because whatever I do, and I am a perfectionist,
you are a perfectionist, believe me.
I want it to look absolutely exceptional, and I want it to be. I've been playing around with a lot of formulations, and I look at it and I go, no, this just doesn't crack it.
You know what? I've got this Himalayan pink rock salt up, because, I mean, I can't believe the price. I've been going through some of your products, and for a kilogram of this very, very incredibly good salt called Himalayan pink salt, for a kilogram, it's only 55 Rand.
I have done a lot of scouting, Scott, because what I would like to impart on my customers is that they're going to get value for money. I've noticed that there are a lot of places that are so overpriced that, and you won't know that. So for me is to, and especially if you want to kind of live a healthier lifestyle, you want to be able to access these things and not pay an arm and a leg. And that is definitely, so I'm going to have 2 separate websites. Everything at the moment is on the catalog, but I'm going to have a studio, which is going to be all the candles, the beauty, which I'm still going to be putting up. So slowly but surely that catalog is going to build. So it is like a cover all. I
just want to say that you've got here, he's worth his salt comes from the times when Roman soldiers earned part of their stipend in a ration of salt. And you know, there are other comments, like, for example, spilling salt brings bad luck, or, you know, sitting above or below the salt from the 1590s refers to the custom of seating at a long table according to rank or honor, and placing a large salt cellar in the middle of the dining table. So if you're below the salt, then you are, you know, sort of, you're down there. But if you're above the salt, where the salt cellar is, you're then sort of, you know, right at the top of that particular group of people. Salt has played such a major role in our lives and history.
But, you know, salt is essential, especially if you're a sportsman.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have electrolyte drinks, and electrolyte is a sugar and salt balance. So if you're doing a lot of exercise, for osmosis, you have to have salt in your diet. So, you know, that people say that too much salt is bad for you. I'm not so sure that I can. You cannot do without salt in your diet. So how bad salt is, I don't believe it can be, because it's essential in your diet.
Yeah. Now, Michelle, with your creativity, I mean, that's probably your greatest strength, is your creativity. If, let's say, someone has got a loved one that they want to give a very special gift, will you create a one-of-a-kind type thing for them?
I would definitely do that. They would just have to obviously wait, because I would need to find the time to actually. And another thing that I'd like to ask here on the show, because you can see with the catalog and with the things that I make, it is virtually impossible for me to do everything. If I had 100 pair of hands, I would do it, hands down. So what I'd like to actually forward and present to the Loving Life community is If there is anybody that can do, for example, crochet work or knitting, or they make pickles, or they do jams, whatever it might be, woodwork, and they want to earn an extra income, and I want to, basically to help the Loving Life community as well, because there's a lot of people who are unemployed and they actually don't know what to do with themselves.
And they've got amazing skills, but they don't know how to apply them. So you're offering them a gateway.
I'm offering them a gateway. So if anybody use anything, they must speak to me, and we'll see how we did, because then I can put there, for example, their jams or their pickles, or if they make beautiful little baby wooden toys, anything, and they can earn an extra income for themselves. And here be the gateway for them to be able to do it, because this is what I've found has been the biggest hindrance is, well, if you are in business and you're working with computers all the time, it's actually a different ball game. It just comes naturally. Like, for example, with the children, it just kind of comes naturally because this is how they operate. We used to do everything manually. And I must say that I love learning, but there are certain skills, and I'm prepared to say that I am not capable of, and that most certainly is being able to have a command of social media. I need people to help me do that. This is where businesses are moving today, and all the businesses that you find that are up and running and are successful are the ones that have online shops, and they have an online media presence. That is essential. So what I'm saying to people, this has been where my downfall is and where it's taken me so long, even when, I was making the handbags and stuff. Where do you actually put your products? So if people are wanting to earn an extra income and my websites are going to be built, this is your gateway to do it, and to get it out into the public eye. Because if you've got a product, it doesn't matter how brilliant your products are. If you don't have a place to sell it and people can't see what you're selling, it's pointless. So I'm finally at this point. I'm so glad that I finally reached this point. And I must say, this WhatsApp catalog was like a lifeline for me, because suddenly I had direction. I could start loading everything. I could start doing descriptions. I could take the photographs.
You've been through a torrid time through the last 12 months, and I just admire your resilience. And, starting a new business is not easy. And, you suddenly realize all the bloody hurdles and shit that can happen. And I'm going to make this undertaking that once you've got your website up, I'm going to be putting, with your permission, an ad on the homepage of Loving Life TV that'll link directly to your website, so that people who come to Loving Life TV, it'll say Urban Earth, and you can put a little slogan, and they'll go straight to your website. And I don't want a cent. It's for you, and it's for members of the Loving Life family who contact you and say, hey, I'd like to sell I've got the skill, I'd like to do this, that, and the other. They can contact you. You can manage all that. And so I'm just giving you that undertaking that we'll do that, because you are a Loving Life hero and we support our family.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Scott. And also for me, I've always been like this. I just think it's in my nature. Is I always want to help. And I found that this is a perfect way of what I can extend, that the part of being able to help the community. For example, poor Charlotte. I mean, that was one of the
that
times.
Was so. I mean, we did help her financially, but that poor lady. But that's what I love about our Loving Life family and Loving Life community, is that if there's one who's in desperate need, we gather around and we help them where we can. And I'm not
Absolutely.
talking about freeloaders who suddenly appear on Loving Life TV and say, "Oh, me too." I'm talking about people who've been involved with Loving Life for a long period of time. Those are the people who we will help where we can.
And I mean, for example, she was making sweets to get by,
Yeah, I know.
and
Yeah,
she could have she could have been making the sweets, and we could have put it onto the website.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that is how you help. And there are a lot of people, and especially the older people, a lot of people, but by not having something to wake up to in the mornings, and this actually makes me quite sad if you
Yeah.
think about it, they've got nothing to wake up for in the mornings, and they just kind of like day after day, basically waiting to die kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if they can have something that they can do to inspire them, and
Yes, something to get focused on and, get a goal and, start working on something. It adds a whole new zest to life, doesn't it?
yes, it absolutely does. And if I can also help someone out in that way, they're helping themselves. This is
Yeah.
because this is freeloading. This is feeling important, or feeling that they can, or at their wits' end because they can't meet their budget at the end of the month. And I'm specifically talking about the older people who are on pension, who are not able to be employed.
Yeah.
They now find an avenue that they can say, right, I can make X amount. So what?
Now,
Also is
Michelle,
give them.
I can think of a few people who are very close to the Loving Life family. I'm not going to say their names here, but
Yeah.
if you needed, for example, help in, let's say, making a particular product that pretty well anyone can make and stuff like that, if I gave you a few names of people who've been with Loving Life a long time,
Yeah.
and are you happy to contact them and sort of negotiate some kind of a payment plan and something, so they've got something that they can actually get into and actually start working on that?
You see, there's a lot of products that I want to make, but I don't have the time to make.
Yes,
So if
that's
they
what I'm talking about.
handbags or the crochet handbags,
Yeah,
I can send them like all the stuff
material.
that they need, and the crochet hooks and
Yeah.
what have you, and then they can sit and because they've got the time
Yeah.
with the pattern, and they can sit and do it for me that way. And if somebody does leather work to make the bag handles and
Yeah.
the zip parts and sewing zips and stuff, that would be absolutely brilliant.
And belts, belts
have-
for jeans and stuff like that, because that's a big one. Everybody loves belts. Yeah.
Like, for example, I've got buckles here.
Yeah,
I've got
fantastic.
I just haven't had the time to sit and put it together.
Well, look,
There's a-
I think we could create a whole big cottage industry here within the Loving Life family. And all those people who are listening now, who've got a lot of time on your hands, please contact Michelle. I will actually put Michelle's email address below this video. Contact her and say, look, I'm a pensioner. I've got a lot of time on my hands. How can I help? And Michelle will tell you. And then you can talk about, the sort of income that they can earn and et cetera, et cetera. But that's something you can discuss directly with them. But it'll give people direction.
Yes, even if they've grown, let's just say they've got rosemary bushes, they
Yeah.
can actually dye the rosemary and dye the rosemary sprigs or whatever at home, and
Yeah.
that would be part of the herb collection. Because what I was busy saying, I'm going to have two separate websites. One's going to be Urban Earth Studio, which is going to be all the soaps, the facial
Do you
products.
do you want to show us some of your stuff?
Sure.
It just look, guys. When you're looking at this, I just want you to understand that if you look at how meticulous Michelle is in what she does, believe me, this is you see nothing. She is, the detail is incredible. Over to you, Michelle.
All right, Scott, I don't know. I'm only seeing like a tiny little screen here at
Oh
the
no,
top.
I can see your products. I can see a white thing in the middle, like in a jug, and then some like
Yes.
yeah. So
That's
take
the
take
top.
us through what we're looking at.
All right, so what you're looking at is the perfumes over here.
Okay.
I have just done the design and labels for these.
Oh, boom. That's cool.
This is a men's fragrance.
Okay. So
It is.
for the ladies for Christmas you can get your man Boom. That's almost like one of a kind. It's really exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is where all the time has gone into is
Yeah.
sourcing your what are you going to package it in? For example, this is the collagen, the bovine collagen.
Okay.
And what are you going to package it in? And for me, it's like, things come in glass jars, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, you don't
But
have to use plastic.
yeah, what I love to do is, well, it's got a plastic spoon in there because if I could get wooden scoops, I would have got
Yeah.
wooden scoops, and I can't get wooden scoops. But give
Well,
them
I
a jar
tell you
like
what, if someone's a carpenter, they could actually make wooden scoops for you.
yes, you see. Now, this is what the kind of thing that I'm after, Scott,
Yeah.
is because to be able to put a wooden spoon in here, I mean, I was at odds about putting in a plastic spoon. Look, a lot of the packaging is plastic. You can't avoid it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And especially like bathroom products and stuff like that, I wouldn't want to put it in glass because it's more dangerous if
Yeah,
the thing
sure.
breaks. And
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
But you want to use the plastic, like this is in plastic, and it's for display purposes.
What is
How
that?
cute are these? These are little donut soaps. They're not even on the catalog yet.
Oh, wow. So that's soap.
That's a little donut soap. Yes, he has some more little donut soaps.
Oh, wow. Ah, look, guys. I mean, look how creative Michelle is. I mean, this is, and how much would one of those little donut soaps cost?
Oh, these little donut soaps will be about 45 Rand.
Oh my
They're
gosh,
cute.
that's a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's just been, I mean, I love being creative. I mean,
Oh,
these,
wow.
I don't know if you can see can you see? I
Yeah.
can't see if you,
Yeah, we can see
like
that.
these little things I've made, these containers here,
Oh,
and there's
wow.
a lot I'm
Just
gonna make.
just go down a bit lower. There, a bit
Can you
lower.
see? I can't
Bit lower.
see.
There you go. That's better. Yeah, now we can see them.
All right. So like these little things that I've made, and then these little soaps. Here's the jar
And
of
this, guys, just be aware that these are all handmade by Michelle. This is not
Well,
manufactured in a Japanese or Chinese shop. These are actually handmade by Michelle. Yeah.
and like these little candles over here in their little box, a set of
Oh,
four.
and
They've
they
got-
would have a scent, wouldn't they?
These ones are unscented, but I've done is I've put semi-precious stones on the top of them,
Oh,
and
wow.
they're actually beads. So what you're going to do is when you buy this, it's not in here yet.
Yeah.
You're going to get a surprise pack, for example. I'm going to put the findings in so that you can make yourself either a bracelet or a necklace or a pair of earrings. So it will be potluck as to what you get. And different ones, I don't know if you can still see, like
Yeah.
different colors. So that is, yeah, just little things like that. And that's what makes me happy. Now you've got here, for example, which would essentially go on to, so the one would be Urban Earth Studio and the other one's going to be Urban Earth Co. And you're going to find all the natural products and all the, like the honey powders and the products that you can make, or ingredients where you can make your own products with. I've still got to label these. These are the capsules. There's going to be a lot more. This is, for example, charcoal. This one's your diatomaceous earth capsules. You've got your turmeric and black pepper. All the oils that I've made myself. So I've actually done the extracts of these, and there's going to be a lot more as well.
Now, Michelle, there's a lady I know who lives in the Western Cape who has bees, and she actually bottles honey. I'm just thinking that maybe honey is something you would be interested in selling too.
Of course. Now, this is the thing is I want to find the actual source and the actual farmers
Yeah.
that I can buy directly from.
Well,
Whether
this you would be. She's actually raising her own bees and harvesting her own honey.
of course, and then it will come directly to the customers, because certain products I'm not going to put on because it becomes pointless.
Okay, I'm going to ask her to contact you.
Oh, that is awesome. And then all the soaps down here, all the different soaps that I've got, the different candles.
Wow.
Candles over here. So the different fragrances are in different.
Wow.
Can you see them?
Yes. Yeah.
They're down at the bottom. So yeah, this is my little shop.
Oh, look, from sport, there's a lovely old saying, from small things, big things grow. And I think you're onto a ripper here. I mean, the quality of what you produce is absolutely unquestionable. I just take my hat off to you. Okay, so obviously this is something you'd like to grow in the future. Now, let's say, for example, there's someone who's listening now and has got R1 million sitting there in the bank, and they think, wow, I'd like to do some kind of a deal with Michelle. Are you interested in someone coming in and bankrolling you?
Well, yeah, because I'm working here from my kitchen, and my garage. I can just about move and not kill myself when I walk in there falling over. My bedroom has got boxes and things, so what I actually essentially need is space. I'm getting by now, but when it takes, obviously, it's I'm going to have the space. My house is quite small. It doesn't look like it. These shelves have been an absolute lifesaver.
Oh, I bet. Wow.
And they display the stuff so beautifully.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be an option.
Okay.
That would be a lovely option, actually.
All right. Now, apart from loving life, once you get your website off, how do you advertise your business?
All right. So at the moment, it is going to be the WhatsApp catalog. So I'd be very good if people could send out on all their different groups my WhatsApp link to the catalog. My daughter is running the Instagram, which is Urban Earth Studio.
Can you send me the link to that, and I'll put it below the video?
Yes, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
We have got on Shopify. So Savannah, my son's girlfriend, she started building Shopify and she got stuck. This is the very reason why I needed a website builder, was because you do get to a certain point and it seems easy and everything, and then it's like kind of you halt, and we've got to that point. So we've when the new website is being built, it's going to be built on WordPress. So I'm going to remove it from Shopify, and it's also so expensive. It's like $29 a month.
Wow.
So your 3 months is $1, and then thereafter it is $29 a month, which works out very expensive. And which I found out is Shopify actually, if you go and look for it on Google, if you don't put urbanearthstudio.co.za, it will come up. And apparently that is a Shopify algorithm, which is not very helpful.
Okay.
So,
well, look, I'm going to put out an appeal there, guys. Look, if you want to work with the most wonderful lady, I'm talking about the lady I'm talking to right now, and you've got web building skills, and you're happy, if you're like an old fart like me and you've got a lot of time in your hands, and you understand how to build a shopping cart and things like that, please contact Michelle, because I have absolutely no doubt that you would really, really love working with her. She really is a gem.
Oh, thanks so much, Scott. Yeah, I really appreciate people. I'm just acknowledging the type of person I am. I think when I'm a moderator on the show, I'm quite harsh, but I am. When it comes to important things, I don't hold back. But that you've noticed that I've got integrity, and that means a lot to me, because I will, if I say I'm going to do something, I will do it.
That's
You
my
never
whole
have
look.
it might take a while sometimes, but when I say, because otherwise I shut my mouth, and
Yeah.
I won't. But the minute I say I'm going to do something, I do it, and that means a lot, that somebody's actually noticed that quality.
Well, I remember there was one particular protest that you covered, and there was some huge issues with you actually getting there. I've forgotten what the details were, but you did it, regardless of the hurdles. You'd said you were going to do it, and you did it, and I've never forgotten that. And you know, I admire you, because there are people who talk, and there are people who do stuff and achieve stuff, and just what you've shown us today in that little shop of yours just reflects who you are and how determined you are to make this work, because you've had some huge hurdles.
You know, Scott, I've been doing this, and that you guys and Marlena has heard about this for like probably 3 years. And it was one of those where it's like, oh yeah, it's just blah blah blah, but it hasn't been. I have
There.
literally,
You're ready to go.
constantly. I mean, like the jewelry, that jewelry that you see. I mean, I have all these things. You must see my garage. I can't live without. It's not. I can't live without my stuff. You don't understand.
Yeah.
There's beading stuff. There is leatherwork stuff. There is knitting stuff, crochet stuff.
Oh, I've just thought of something. Did you know that Marlena's sister Rihanna, she actually deals in semi-precious stones and stuff like that?
Yes, yes. Marlena said, and she's given me her contact details.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so my daughter is, when she's ready, she's probably going to be dealing with her, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
And that to me is so nice, is when, how can you promote, no, that's not the right way to say it, is if you want to give your customers value and quality, yes, I can go and buy a lot of the things from the bulk suppliers, but a lot of it is imported.
Yeah.
What I would like to do specifically is, my goal is to help and support South Africans. But it's not easy. For example, I've been Googling where the farmers co-ops and all of these things are, and it's like this information is not readily available. Because if I can buy then directly from them, it will be imparted onto the customer. Because, for example, I wouldn't do honey, for example, because then I will be paying what other people can buy it for.
Yeah.
Point of me even selling it, you know.
Yeah.
And good quality products. A lot of the products, for example, for the beauty formulations and that, unfortunately, they are from overseas.
Well, look,
so
I've got another contact I'm going to put you in touch with. Her name is Nikki, and Nikki is from Mother's Mission. Have you heard of Nikki?
Yes, I know Nikki.
Oh, you know Nikki. Oh, well, I don't have to put you in touch with her, because I mean she's got an amazing range of skills when it comes to herbs and stuff like that.
Yes, she is very knowledgeable. I met her here when she came down to Cape Town. Was it 3 years ago?
Was that through Loving Life?
Yes.
You know, it's amazing how Loving Life has brought people together. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I know. I mean, it's well, all us diehards, we are always there. Like, for example, I don't moderate anymore because I don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm always there. I mean, Marlena and I speak all the time, and I just while I'm alive, I just want to say that Marlena has been my biggest support. She has inspired me. She's kept me going. I mean, one of the things she said to me was, I cannot believe your tenacity, Michelle. I would have given up a long time ago.
Yeah.
I get this idea in my head of what I want to do, and I know this is what I really want to do. I thoroughly love it and I enjoy it, and it's not always. I'm very aware of my skill level.
I just want to pick up on that because, when we first started this live stream, you were talking about health issues, and you have a deep knowledge and understanding of health. And your products are based around making sure that your health is not impeded in any way. It's actually benefited by what you're selling to people. And I think that's a very important point.
Absolutely, because the things that I want to, for example, I'm just going to show you this one. For example, we know how good calamine lotion is.
Right.
So I need a little calamine lotion soap. These ones, because it's in a glycerine base, which is very good for your skin, it attracts moisture. You have to put it in plastic because otherwise it absorbs moisture from the air and it goes kind of wet. So just thinking of little things like that, which you don't find, that will be useful and helpful to other people. And I go and source what I think are the prettiest things or the nice things, because I'm actually a very visual person. I've got an Instagram account, which is the Shoe Lovers blog, which I haven't worked on for a long time, but that was really a creative release for me, where oftentimes, like you see on the screen now, you get an editorial which runs this way or it runs that way. And on Instagram, you've got to build this into a square, and then I would actually build up the picture itself. So they're not my pictures. They're pictures that I've seen, and I build up a theme and actually draw. What's it called? It's called retouching as a profession. And building up this whole picture. So that's where all the art comes into it, and that's me visually. At school, I trained as a fine artist. Our teacher was fine art. The difference with fine art and normal art, for example, is you have got to draw a whole big page of just this tiny little section, maybe of a leaf. So you've got to be so aware of every single detail. And I think that's why I make sure everything that I do is beautiful and pretty and all of that. It's pointless.
Look, as I said several times in this little live stream, I admire you so much. I mean, I can vouch for your integrity. There's absolutely no question about that. And look, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remind people. I'm just going to put this on the screen. I'm going to remind people that if you've got a loved one who's got a birthday coming up, or maybe it's a special anniversary or whatever, get her or him a gift voucher, because this is not just stuff for women, it's stuff for men as well. And I just want to congratulate Marlena and Nats, because from Loving Life TV, you've both got a gift voucher for 1,000 Rand to spend at Michelle's Urban Earth. And I'm going to send those emails to you right now with these gift vouchers, and you can go through the catalog and then contact Michelle and order the product. And as I said, don't worry about the postage. Loving Life TV will pay the postage.
Scott, thank you so much. I love that you're supporting me like this, and I cannot thank Marlena enough she's been like a rock.
Look, we have an amazing community at Loving Life, and it's funny. There are other YouTube channels who think that we're a cult, and we're anything but a cult. We're just a very close family who love to know the truth, and it's just a lovely, warm feeling when at night I see the same people up there in the side chat, interacting, talking. We can be talking about anything from, we talk about everything, but what's going on with the ANC to someone's personal issues or farm murders or whatever. And we have such a wide range of subjects we talk about, and I'm absolutely delighted that we can use our platform to help you get this business going, because you have been you've been a huge part of our Loving Life TV for
Yeah,
years. Yeah.
that's right. It's, for me, it's I don't know. I'm very loyal, and I mean, I just think how when I first came across you, it was a friend of mine, her mother, Fernanda. She actually did one of your videos, and I watched it, and I was, I watched it, and then I watched another one, and I watched another one. I thought, wow, this guy is like, he's got essays back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I became part of the channel. And I just wanted just one comment about the people that talk about us being a cult. All right. The same applies to them. So don't take it as offense at all.
I don't.
Because whoever says that, their channel is, call it exactly the same thing. So it's just words. That's all it is. It's words.
Yeah.
If you don't react to negative words, it just can't affect.
I said it with a bit of a joke because, I mean, I know that we're not a cult. We're just a group of people who love interacting. That's who we are. And I got to tell you something, that we've got probably half a dozen couples who've actually met on Loving Life TV in the side chat and actually married. And I know of a few of those, around who've actually told me they got married. But I remember going way back when we were on YouTube and with the main Loving Life channel, we had something like 110,000 people who subscribed to us before YouTube took us down. And I remember on the side chat, people saying, Scott, can you please send me the email address for so-and-so? So what I'd do is I'd send the email address to the person that this person requested be sent to them, and then said, look, I've had this request, it's up to you to contact them. So I never compromised anyone, but everybody, I've got so many people who contact by email. I mean, most of the family have at some time contacted me by email, so we're able to, pass on emails and put them in touch. So it's been an amazing journey, I can tell you.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? No man is an island, and that is one of the truest sayings in the world. We are social beings. We are not supposed to be isolated. And when you actually realize that there's like-minded people, there's lots of people in the world, and you just think of it from your school situation. Out of like a whole standard of people, you gravitate towards one or two.
Yeah.
And when you're in the big wide world, there's even more people at play. And to realize that there are people that think like you, it makes such a difference, because that's where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, and where you feel secure.
Yeah. Well, look, we never put any pressure on any of our family or our community. We never sort of push them to pay money to see this or see that. I mean, everything we do is basically free, because the goal is not to make money, never has been. The goal is to actually alert the world to what's happening in South Africa. Always has been. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I mean your tenacity as well, Scott.
I've had some shit happen, that's for sure.
But it shows passion, though. It really shows passion, and you love what you do.
I do. It's my mission.
I can't imagine you sitting at home doing nothing.
No, I've got a very active brain, and just to sit here and veg out watching TV all day long is not my scene at all.
No, no, I don't. I think then you would get old pretty quick.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what you do as well, and just seeing your tenacity and how you've just kept on going. And I mean, you've got your knocks, you've got your ups, then you've got people attacking you and saying this. And you know what? I've learned a big lesson, especially after my divorce, and having to deal with a narcissist of extreme. It is actually as much as it knocked me, because I always used to be quite a private person, and I wouldn't air my dirty laundry, and suddenly you've got everything out there in the open. It has really taught me about people, because I used to react so when I was younger, because it's a self-defense, self-protection mechanism as well. And I've realized how silence is actually golden. And I don't react like I used to, because I don't have to.
Well, you know, the beauty is, Michelle, that there are a couple of idiots on YouTube who attack me on a regular basis. And everybody knows they're idiots. You know, they're F-wits. And so it doesn't worry me, because every time they attack me, I get more people coming and joining Loving Life TV, because they're saying, oh, we don't want to go near that F-wit anymore. So it's fine. Let them go for it, because everybody knows that they're just rubbish.
I've got to laugh. I really have to laugh. You know, that is sometimes where you just have to be quiet and just let things just roll its course.
Yeah.
But it is like that. I mean, that's life. You will always. I mean, you just the first time you actually become when you're young, your informative years, is when you're on the school playground. You see the different types of personalities that are there. You've got the genius, you've got the shy ones, and all of that. Just, you know, it just goes with the territory. And that's why I have to just laugh, because
anyway, so we're supposed to be talking about your beautiful new products. We kind of get distracted, don't we? But you know, we've been friends for a long, long time. So it is what it is. Michelle, I don't want to make this video too long, because the longer it is, the more people tend to switch off. So I'm going to wrap it up. Now, I'm going to ask you, what's your message to people? Why should they buy your product? And of course, Loving Life TV endorses your product. And when you launch your website, we're going to have a little ad there on the homepage for your product, which they can click on, and you know, and I just want to make this point too, that if there are people out there who've got a particular skill, and they might be, you know, retired and sitting at home doing nothing, something that can help Michelle, and they can earn an income from this. And just a classic example are those little wooden spoons, creating those little wooden spoons for Michelle, something like that. If you've got a talent or a skill in a particular area, regardless of what it is, just contact Michelle, and it might be a perfect fit. So I will put Michelle's email address below this video, so you can actually contact her direct and say, Michelle, I'm a carpenter. I can build little wooden boxes for you, which you can put soaps in, or whatever it might be. Or for example, I love crocheting. So I can crochet the stuff for you. Whatever it might be, just contact Michelle, and see where that takes you.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, to buy my products, you know that I've looked into everything that I've got on my website. I haven't just put anything on my website. This is good, because my battery's on 5. So
okay. Well, can you show me one of your donuts? There's one behind you which I love. The one on the left. Yeah. No, the one closest to you. The other side. No, that one. The other one.
This one.
No, keep pointing. That one. Can you bring that one closer? Let's have a look at that. Now, guys, isn't that gorgeous? And that's a soap. Imagine that just sitting on your in front of your mirror in the bathroom. I mean, it's just beautiful.
There's also, like, for example, here, which I didn't show you. This is for the little kiddies. So you've got your little bear.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
To go with it.
As long as they don't try and eat it.
And this is so cute for the kiddies as well. You've got your unicorn soap.
Oh, wow. And you've made those?
I've made all of these things.
So do you have like a mold, do you?
Yeah, I've got a mold that I use to do
fantastic.
it. So
Well,
it's yeah. To me,
I
I just love doing this. I love it.
yeah, I just want to say, Michelle, you're incredibly talented. Congratulations. When you launch your website, we'll have to get you back on again so you can take us through it. And yeah, look, Loving Life is here to support you. You've supported us in the past, and that's what family do. We support you. So again, once again, if you got something, you can help. If you got R1 million sitting in the bank there, and you're saying, "Well, I don't know what to do with this money," give Michelle a call, and maybe you can set up a business together. Yeah, and just take this to bigger heights.
And I just want to say my WhatsApp catalog, until the websites are actually up and running, I add things all the time. There's more stuff I'm going to go and add on just now when I say goodbye to you. So I'm constantly working on it, then taking photographs, editing, doing what I have to. So that the catalog is going to be getting bigger and bigger.
Well, I'm very impressed with your catalog. It looks fantastic. And we've got a link to your catalog in the WhatsApp below this video, so people can go and have a look. Okay, guys, I'm just going to shut down. Here we go. Oopsie. Let me just hang on. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Right. Now, well, what good timing for the power to run out on Michelle's mobile phone. We just basically concluded the conversation. Now, guys, just in summary, Michelle's email address is below this video. This video will go on to Loving Life TV as well, because we didn't touch some touchy stuff. It'll stay on YouTube as well. Her link to her catalog is below this video. You can click on that. It's a WhatsApp catalog, and it's interactive, so you can contact her. What else? Oh yeah, if you've got a special skill and you want to earn a little bit of cash on the side, and you've got a lot of time on your hand, if you're an old fart like me, contact Michelle. You know, once you've got something you can actually get your teeth into, it'll really add to your life, I can tell you that. Yeah, Michelle says, sorry, my battery died. Yeah, that's okay, Michelle. Now, I'm going to go out with that beautiful rendition of the South African anthem that I've only played once, and you'll notice that with the start of this video, I actually started with the old real people. And I did that because Michelle has been around for years on Loving Life TV, and you know, she would remember that old intro that we had. All right, here we go. So, going out with Ons vir jou Suid-Afrika, but this is a very special version of it. Here we go.
Uit die blou van ons hemel, uit die diepte van ons see, hoor ons ver verlate vlaktes waar die kranse antwoord gee. Ons sal antwoord op jou roepstem, ons sal offer wat jy vraag. Ons sal lewe, ons sal sterwe, ons vir jou Suid-Afrika. Ek wil antwoord op jou roepstem, maar nie offer wat jy vraag. Das bloed op die plase van boere wat hulp vraag. S'nags hoor jy die sirenes, maar jy kyk ander pad. Niks daarvan op TV, net soms in die koerant. Das kieme in die water, Eskom gee beerdkrag. Rioolstank in die strate, das 'n oorlog wat wag. Gery maar op ons paaie, mense maak net wat hulle wil. Arm blankes in kampe, maar jy bly liewer stil. gee. Jy het gehoop dit sal verbeter, jy het gehoop iemand sou leer. Maar as 20 jare later, en die beursies is leeg. Studente gooi met klippe, en skole lê plat geveeg. Ek sien rye huisies, geverf in pink en blauw. Regstellende aksie, het alles hier verbrou. Maar gate in die paaie, bring soustrein nie van stryk. Die volk word brandarm, en die ANC word ryk. Ons sal lewe, ons sal sterf.